Hello, my beautiful friends. I am Laurel Bleadon-Maffei with Illuminating Souls, welcoming you to this episode of Sleepy Bedtime Blessings, a podcast designed to help you rest, relax, and fall asleep, all while deepening in your connection with your beautiful team of angels who love you so. If we're meeting for the first time, I am an angelic practitioner, a spiritual teacher, and an encourager of souls. You have the best job ever. And this is my 18th anniversary of launching Illuminating Souls. I left my corporate job at the end of 2005 and opened the doors of Illuminating Souls in January of 2006. This is the longest I've held any job, which is pretty amazing. So, what does a spiritual teacher and angelic practitioner do? Well, I teach classes. That's usually where you'll find me during the week. I facilitate very sweet, small group classes over Zoom. I offer different kinds of content. Today I'm starting a new class where I will be teaching people how to use Midjourney to create visionary art. I also have a very sweet group for people with soul-inspired businesses. I just facilitated a lovely New Year's Blessings circle. It was a 2-day circle to close out 2023 and come into 2024. So there's always something new that I'm offering, and if you're looking for an intimate, sweet community that you can participate in, my classes are a wonderful source of that. I also offer one-on-one angel sessions, which take place over the phone. They're an hour long. And then if you're looking for even more support than that, I offer soul mentoring, which I typically invite people to commit to 12 sessions. We meet weekly, and it provides for a very powerful container as you're moving through a time of growth or healing or transformation or creation. And most of the people who mentor with me stay with me for a long time. So I offer everything from a one-off session every once in a while when you want to check in, to small group classes where you can feel like you're part of a community and we know you and you know us, or soul mentoring for a more intimate, longer-term form of support. So lots of ways to work together. I also am very active on my Facebook page, Illuminating Souls. I have a deck of oracle cards called the Earth Angels Oracle. And to stay in the know, I invite you to visit me at my website, illuminatingsouls.com, where you can sign up for my mailing list. There are actually 2 different places you can sign up for my mailing list on my homepage. At the top of the page, you can sign up for my regular mailing list. You'll receive all of my class announcements, when I have openings for angel sessions and things like that. Further down on the page, you can also register for my daily inspiration email blast, where you'll receive an inspiring email from me every weekday. But for now, the angels and I are here to cultivate a very sweet, sacred space for you to rest, replenish, connect with the angels and with divine love, and perhaps even drift off to sleep. I've been creating this podcast for over 2 years now, which is amazing. And it was born of my great love for sleep podcasts. I've been listening to sleep podcasts since 2015, and I listen to one every night before I go to sleep. And so I was guided to create this one to support you, whether you use it as a sleep tool or you listen during your waking hours just to keep you company as you go about your day. I'm honored to have this time with you. So here's how I use sleep podcasts in case this is helpful for you. First off, I cozy up in bed, my favorite time of day. I have a phenomenal waking life. I love my waking life, but I love crawling in bed at the end of the day. There is just something so soothing about it. It's like I have lived another day on planet Earth, and now I get to rest. It's wonderful. So I curl up in bed. I sleep with lots of pillows, and it's cool here now in the Bay Area, so extra blankets, bonus points for that. I love that. And I do use a wired headphone, the just the earphones that come with an iPhone. And I pick an episode and I turn the volume down lower than I would if I were listening to an audiobook. So I have to reach a little bit for the audio. And I also use a sleep timer so that it's not playing all night. So usually I have the sleep timer turn off after the episode ends. Right now I'm re-listening to The Sleepy Bookshelf, where Elizabeth Grace, the host, is reading Heidi, which I listened to 2 months ago, and it was just delightful. I guess I never really read Heidi. I would have thought that I did, but the story was new to me, and so I don't know, as the year was drawing to an end, I wanted something super easy. Like it wasn't going to tax me, or that sounds so heavy, right? But it wasn't going to require anything of me, and I thought, I would like to spend some time in the Alps with Heidi and the goats again. So I've been re-listening to Heidi from the Sleepy Bookshelf. It's delightful. If you want something that is just precious and easy to listen to as a companion to, of course, Sleepy Bedtime Blessings, I highly recommend the Sleepy Bookshelf. And the Heidi episodes are lovely. I also have loved her reading of Enchanted April, which I had never read before, and I don't even think I saw the movie. I loved her version of Anne of Green Gables and Little Women. So I love using sleep podcasts as part of my self-care routine. And so that's a little bit of insight as to how this podcast was created. As I record this, it is early morning. The sun is not up yet. It's my favorite time to record because hopefully the world is a little quieter than normal, although I am hearing a lot of car noise, so if that makes it through to the recording, my apologies. It's all good. It's all life, yes. And I feel the love of the angels. It is a sweet way. I've used sweet probably 24 times so far in 9 minutes. Sweet must be my word for the year. It's the beginning of the year as I record this. But I just am self-aware of how many times I've used that word so far in a very short period of time. There's something soothing about it to me. Life is life. Life is ebb and flow. Life is everything. And there's something about those moments in life that are just filled with sweetness that I must really be craving right now. So the energy here right now is that word. And beautiful and soothing. And I feel the angels are inviting us into this very lovely sanctuary of light. So I'm going to call the angels in to be with us. They are already here, but I love the ritual of sharing it with you. So I invite you to close your eyes unless you are driving a car, in which case, please, by all that is holy, keep your eyes open. And we will call ourselves forward into the heart of God. And beautiful angels on high, I invite you to join us here. I ask that you fill this broadcast with waves of love and goodness and light and healing and inspiration. And I am so profoundly grateful for the grace you are sharing with us now. I am so deeply grateful for the opportunity to come together in the light with each of our beloveds who is hearing this broadcast. I ask that you bless and consecrate this space as holy and sacred, and that only that which is for the highest and best transpire for this and so much more. I am so grateful. And so it is. Amen. So dear ones, just take another breath in, and if you have prayers or intentions that you wish to place into our circle, I invite you to do so now. And just let the love flow to you. Whether you feel it or imagine it or just hope that it is true, it is with you. To me, it's one of the remarkable things about opening up to relationship with the angels is that they love you. Everything that you are, always, no matter what. The best metaphor the angels ever gave to me for divine love is they asked, can you believe that God's love is greater than the sun? And I said, I can imagine that, yes. And they said, so just imagine the sun, how it shines without prejudice. How even in the darkness of night, you know the sun still exists. It is still present. Its warmth, its life force is still with you, even in the dark of night. And then, of course, when it is daytime and the sun is out, how we can use as much sun as we want without any concept that we might be denying anyone else of sun. I said, this is the best metaphor for God's love that we have. It's about healing the belief that somehow God's love runs on the polarity of you've been very good or you've been very bad. This Santa Claus fallacy of that somehow we could be denied God's love. We wouldn't be enough for it. God's love is always here with you, and you do not have to become a better version of yourself to be worthy of it. You are loved, and this love is here for you now. So just take a deep breath in and imagine this is so. The imagination is a powerful gateway to connect with divine love. We're great at imagining things. We imagine things all the time. Worry is a form of imagination, right? How often do we worry about things that have yet to transpire? Worry is a form of imagination. So for the next few minutes, we invite you to use your imagination for the powers of good. Imagine, if you will, that the space you are in is filling with a soft pink light filled with divine love that has been calibrated just for you. Recognizing that the angels know your authentic truth. They know what is transpiring in your life. They know your concerns. and your challenges. They know the places within you that are grieving, that are afraid. They also know the places within that are aspirational, where you are dreaming of something better, something new, focusing on brighter tomorrows. They know the totality of your experience in your life, and they are sending you love, the frequency of which has been calibrated for exactly where you are in this breath and in the next one. All you have to do is breathe and receive. As they gather together and say prayers on your behalf, they are here to uplift you. They are here to meet you where you are. They are here to help you reconcile this moment in time. And they are here to hold your hand as you take the next steps forward on your path. The angels have loved you since before you were born. They know the truth of your soul. They know your mission here on the planet. They know all of those that you love. They know all that love you. And they are here to support you. So take a deep breath in. Just imagine that everything I just shared with you is true. Imagine their love, how it soaks into your physical body, how it soothes the thoughts in your mind and the emotions of your heart. In this moment, you are so very loved. And this love ripples across the timeline of your life, into your past experiences, into the present moment, and into your future stream. This love has always been here and will always be here for you and with you. And this experience that we're in together right now is to help you become familiar with this love, to acclimate to it, so that it becomes easier to pivot towards the light. So take a breath in and know that you are loved. Know that your angels are with you and they hear your prayers and they have received them into their hearts, and that they are taking good care of you because you are precious and you are cherished. And we are so profoundly grateful for you. So we invite you, especially if you're preparing for bed, to cozy on up and snuggle on in whatever way works best for you. And while you rest, your angels will be with you. And I'm going to tell you some stories. We're going to move on into our story time. So for story time, I thought we could go into a little bit of a Wayback Machine, not very far because we're in early 2024, but I wanted to do sort of a review of 2023, but from a place of love and gratitude, and in a way that I hope will inspire you for the coming year, month, week, whatever's appropriate for you whenever you're listening to this. Whether you're listening to this episode in 2026, in July, what I'm going to share with you applies. It's not just resident with a specific year or time. It is reflective of life. I just really appreciate when we have an opportunity to reflect on our years, because it gives us a subset of experiences to reflect upon. So I'm not one of these people who sets big intentions for the coming year. I don't set resolutions. I don't have a word for the year. I know a lot of people love that practice. I think it's a beautiful practice, but it's not one that resonates for me personally. As I've shared with you, I have now been doing this work. This is my 18th anniversary of launching Illuminating Souls, so I have been living my life with these principles for a long time. And I've come into relationship with quite a few of them. And one of them is my belief that when we connect with the authentic life force that is us, when we know what delights us, when we know our inspired selves, when we co-create with love and inspiration, that somehow magic happens. And for me, more often than not, the magic that happens exceeds what the past incarnation of me doing the dreaming would have dreamed of. Because my Earth Girl dreams are powered by my personality self, versus the divine dreams are expansive and circumvent my own blocks, fears, what ifs, worries, all of those Earth Girl things. So I didn't know what my word for 2023 was until I was into probably around July or August. And I realized that the theme for 2023 for me was treasure. Treasures. Treasure hunting. Isn't that delightful? I mean, had I set that as my word for the year in January of 2023, I don't know what would have happened, but it was revealed to me because of these very, I'll use the word again, sweet experiences that happened. So join me as I walk you through the year that was. And you've heard some of these stories already, but I enjoy getting to reflect in this way. And it's a sleep podcast, so the bar is pretty low that I keep you entertained the whole time. And maybe it will help you string together some of your experiences, like we might string together beautiful beads that reflect the light. So, my first magical moment of 2023 happened in January. I kind of thought it might be a magical moment when it happened. I wasn't really sure. But on Instagram, I started seeing an ad for a woman who was selling a class in how to create oracle cards, and her class was only $17. There are other classes in how to create oracle cards. They tend to be more expensive. My own was more expensive, the one that I offered, but this idea that there was a $17 class slid right underneath any objections I might have to thinking about taking a class about this. And so I started looking at the class and her website, and the ironic thing is I never did take her class, even though it was only $17, but it started me down the rabbit hole of Googling things and looking to see what was available. And I started looking at other oracle card creation classes, of which I wound up not taking any of them. I tend to be self-taught a lot of times. And so I just started reading people's blogs, what they're posting to social media, watching YouTubes. You know, social media can be such a wonderful thing, and that people share very generously of their experiences. And for someone like me who loves research, I have Mercury in Gemini, so I'm always up for figuring something out. It's like the quilt theory of learning. I would just go to one blog and learn something, and then I would go to a YouTube video and learn something else. And by February, I had said to two of my girlfriends, I'm going to create oracle cards this year. Just hold the space for me to do this. Just hold the vision. It's going to happen. And wouldn't that be super cool? I was just looking on my Midjourney account, and I signed up for Midjourney, the paid version, on January 29th, 2023. So I had started to take action at that point. And I knew that I wanted to use Midjourney to create images for my oracle deck. One of the things that I find so fascinating about co-creation is we don't know where something is going to take us. When I started learning Midjourney, my vision was just to create the kinds of angel images I saw on other people's decks. And that was important because I didn't have the financial resources to go and collaborate and hire an artist, which could have cost between $5,000 and $10,000 that I did not have to create images for my deck. So this idea that I could create beautiful images using AI was amazing. And then the thing about AI, and I'll talk specifically about Midjourney for a moment, is it learns as it goes, and it's not just about mimicking other people's art. I think that's the big concern about it. But that it learns to synthesize many points of input. And I found that Midjourney was creating images that far exceeded what I had thought to ask for or what I had seen other artists create. There was this one image that got created. If you have my deck, it's the higher self image. And I had asked Midjourney to create images of a woman meditating on a mountaintop. That's a pretty popular image for the healing industry, right? Like go into any stock photography site and put woman on mountain, and you will come up with a variation of what I had asked Midjourney to create. And then I forget what I blended it with, but there's a blend function in Midjourney. I'd had this beautiful painting of angel wings that Midjourney had created for me. And I blended the two images together using the blend function in Midjourney. And Midjourney created this absolutely exquisite image of the woman on the mountain meditating with her higher self. And it is the first image I have ever seen that to me reflects higher self energy. So Midjourney was teaching me. Midjourney started giving me visuals that expanded my visual consciousness, that were different from anything I had ever seen before. And it delighted me. I would be in awe of what was being created. And I would pivot and I would try something new. And I've created thousands and thousands of images since with Midjourney. There's 70 cards in my deck, and the deck is diverse, so I have different cultures and different body types and ages. Because I don't know about you, but I'm 61 years old, and I need to know that the angels that I am working with can hold space for me, and I am tired of all of the very young, blonde, thin angel archetypes I do not draw that much comfort from them. But an angel who is wise with a lined face and they look like they have lived a lot of life. This is an angel I can have faith in. It's like, I know you get it. I know you get what's happening here on planet Earth. And so Mid-Journey is absolutely one of my treasures of this year, and many of you have been with me on this journey. So my first endeavor with it was creating images for my angel deck. And then I was continuing to create. And so if you don't know what Mid-Journey is, it is a text to image AI. So you write a text prompt. A woman sliding down a rainbow in illustrative form. And that is what Mid-Journey begins to create for you. And there's a bunch of research you can do into prompt writing, and you put in some descriptors, and you can see other people's prompts so you can build your knowledge base of prompt writing within the community. It's a very generous community. The model is very generous in terms of giving you visibility to what is working for other people. So I kept creating really beautiful images that spoke to my heart. And then, deep breath, then kind of the world blew up in October of 2023. That's all I'm going to say about it. And I knew I wanted to share something. I didn't want to write words. Like, words can be so trite, and words can be misunderstood and misconstrued. And so in one of my classes, my friend Marcia, so shout out to my friend Marcia for this, in the Mid-Journey class had reflected that when you write prompts with the word sketch or child's sketch, it changes what Mid-Journey gives you. So I started playing around with that. And I started writing prompts that said a child's sketch of angels saying prayers of peace for planet Earth. That was the launching point. And Mid-Journey started returning these images that just touched the essence of my heart and what I wanted to believe in and what I wanted to share with other people. And so in October and November, I started sharing peace angels on Facebook. And they really touched the hearts of other people too. Like, we didn't have to get into a political discussion, and I didn't need to know who you were praying for. Were you praying for one side or the other? We just would all come together. And those images, these simple, childlike images created by AI, were touching our collective hearts and giving us a place that we could gather together in service of the light. So I had no idea that Mid-Journey was going to help me do this when I started learning it in January. And then this was happening after Christmas, so this just happened like in the last week. I don't know how I came to this prompt. There's a couple of different ways you can come to prompts in Mid-Journey, but the key string was a girl in a magical angel coat. Now, I don't even know what a magical angel coat is. I don't know if Mid-Journey came up with that. I don't know if I saw that in another prompt. I don't know how that was seeded, but I started writing prompts around a girl in a magical angel coat. And because it's me, I made it a plus-size girl in a magical angel coat, or a chubby girl in a magical angel coat. And the most beautiful, healing to me images started being reflected in Midjourney. Oh, they took my breath away. They were so beautiful. They helped me heal something I did not even know was still up for healing. And then Midjourney, because it's AI and is always learning and doing new things, returned one that looked like a photograph. And I was like, oh my God, wait. Of course, Midjourney does photographs too. I started playing with it, doing these amazing images of plus-size women in rainbow angel clothes who were happy. I posted them on Facebook, so please go over to Illuminating Souls and have a look. And they took my breath away. They were beautiful and vibrant and alive. And the thing about Midjourney's photos is they look like photos of real people, but these people don't exist. They are a composite. So it's kind of freaky and cool. And I just couldn't stop myself. I started posting all of these on Facebook. And I said, I need someone to make these clothes right now. I need these clothes. I need this photo shoot. This is me. And within an hour, people were getting so excited. Someone offered up a recommendation for a seamstress. Someone else tagged a friend in Australia who is starting a size-inclusive rainbow caftan clothing company. And she said, wait right here, I will be back soon, meaning probably a few weeks or a month, with my clothing line for you. And all of these women around the world started saying, I need these clothes. I need this. I want this photo shoot. And this was all seeded by Midjourney, with my work in Midjourney, that these, quote, accidental images, like I don't even know how I got there, started showing up, and something in me started healing. As a plus-size girl, as a plus-size woman, I am conscious of my body size, and growing up in a world where bodies like mine were not celebrated, and maybe even, I don't know, just accepted, just they exist. And they can be beautiful because they exist. And as human beings, we can be vibrant and alive and joyful and engaged and inspiring and inspired, and the whole spectrum of the human experience, right? And these Midjourney images sparked that for me and for others. We got so excited. So I don't know what's going to manifest. I'm contemplating some ideas. I certainly want some clothes like this for sure. And I'm going to reach out to my friend Andrea about doing a photo shoot that reflects this kind of energy. So when I say that my theme for last year wound up being treasure and treasure hunting, it's not that it was on me to say I must go find treasure now. It was about being open and receptive to the universe bringing treasure to me, following sparks of inspiration, saying yes to the things that maybe made no sense or felt uncomfortable or cloaked in mystery. That I don't need to have a plan. This is what living life this way has taught me over the last 18 years. Yeah, I can have a plan, sure, God and the angels will take notes. But the magic happens when I say, all right, God, show me. Let's do this. What is possible through me? Show me ways that I can use my life force in a way that delights me and inspires my heart. And that always returns something profoundly expansive. So Mid-Journey is just one part of my treasure of last year. Another way treasure showed up for me last year, I shared with you in other podcasts that I wound up falling in love with coin collecting with my husband, which I would have never put on my bingo card for life, much less 2023. But it became this really joyful thing for us. And it's not that the coins had to be super expensive or valuable, but these little pieces of history that might be 100 years old or 200 years old that tell a story. And even the more modern coins, I have a soft place in my heart for the Eisenhower silver dollars and the Kennedy half dollars because they represent my childhood. For instance, I learned about hard times tokens or conjure tokens. So in the early 1800s up through the Civil War, there was a shortage of coins. And so different merchants would mint their own coins. They were called hard times tokens. And they're fascinating. They have different images on them. They have text from the store. One that we wound up buying has a woman's ornamental comb. It was from a store that did perfumes and notions and baubles and things like that. And one of the things that I came to learn as we went to different coin shows and pawn shops and things like that is the people in this business are so kind. We met some of the loveliest people this year coin collecting. And you know, in this world, it is so wonderful to have opportunities to meet kind people and to have something in common with them. I went to a coin conference with Wes. That's what started all of this in Oregon over the summer, and I didn't care about coins at that point. I was like, it's Wes's thing, it's fine. And at each of the dinners, I sat next to the loveliest people. And conversation was easy because all I had to ask was, what coins do you enjoy collecting and how did you get into coin collecting? And then they would share with me more about their life. And so that absolutely is part of my treasures of 2023. Wes and I would look at each other on the weekend and we would say, let's go on an adventure. That's our code word. Let's go on an adventure. And listen, whether you're going to Target to buy toilet paper or you're going to a pawn shop to see if they have any silver coins, when you cloak anything in an adventure, it's more fun. So throughout the summer, Wes and I would go on our adventures and we would look at different coin shops in the Bay Area and we would go to coin shows and we had so much fun. So treasures, literal treasures, but also the experience of treasure hunting, of discovering something new together, of learning, of holding something in my hand that was 200 years old. Like, who else's pocket has this been in? And then that also segued into its own love of estate sales, which I used to do in Los Angeles all the time, but I hadn't been doing for 20 years. That all of a sudden I became the estate sale person again, and it's been so much fun. So again, treasures. The other treasure, and I've shared this one with you as well, has been buying crystals off of Chinese crystal shops on TikTok. So on TikTok, there are factories and stores that sell crystals in China, and they have different hosts, and they do these live broadcasts where you can buy crystals directly from them. Again, I didn't know that I was looking for crystals. I don't really buy crystals, or I hadn't, and we certainly have crystals. We're metaphysical people, so we have crystals, but it wasn't necessarily something I was actively pursuing. But then again, the world got very crazy, and I was looking for anything I could do to not think about it, and I started finding my way to these crystal shops. And I made a little purchase, and then I made many, many little purchases, and my thing is mini things, little things. So Wes wants to buy boulders, right? He wants giant specimens. I have fallen in love with mini hearts. They're these tiny little hearts, a little bit bigger than your fingernail, and each one's different materials. So I have assembled this lovely cache treasure chest, if you will, of lots of beautiful mini crystals, mini hearts, mini spheres, chips, and they delight me so much. I cannot even tell you how happy they make me. And I'm using them in my practice, and I'm sharing them with people, and I have this beautiful bowl on my desk. It's a ceramic bowl that I bought at a ceramics show many years ago in Los Angeles, and it is filled with mini hearts, little baby spheres, chips, mini stars. And as I'm doing my sessions, I just look at this bowl, and each stone is a reflection of this world, which is amazing to me. Right? Each one comes from a different part of the earth, and it represents a different mineral. It represents a different part of the earth's crust. It represents a volcano, an ocean, a rainforest, like whatever it is. It's so fascinating to me. So that has been another form of treasure that showed up for me in 2023. So all of these things that I've shared with you were not things that I had to resolve to do at the beginning of the year. All I did was open my heart and say, God, please take good care of me. Help me use my life force in a way that is meaningful. Help me find joy. Help Wes find more joy. Right? Help us find fulfillment and goodness. And so, even though there were hard parts to this past year, a lot of them, what I like to focus on is how the light found me. Even during the heaviest and most challenging moments in November, Wes and I found our way to a hotel room on the beach in Santa Cruz, and during a time of a lot of darkness in the world, we were reminded that joy still exists. And the angels and a beautiful wedding we witnessed, and a seagull that we named Lenny helped mend my heart that had been very much shattered. Didn't mend it completely. Grief changes us, and I don't think any of us are the same person we were when we started last year. How can we be? Life changes us. Experiences happen. Moments of life happen. We choose. Life chooses. Life happens. And so each year we have an opportunity to live life. And none of us know what the next year is going to bring. I don't know. I hope. I want to show up for the good stuff, and I hope that I'm supported during the stuff that isn't so good. Because life is a mixed bag. Life is life. So I appreciate getting to share this reflection with you of the different ways treasure showed up for me in the past year. You know, it's interesting. I talk about the duality of my life experience, and that there's the earth girl and then there's the practitioner. And for many years, my practitioner self was profoundly fulfilled. My earth girl was okay. It's good. It's fine. But the joy of my life came from my work. And there was a bit of an imbalance there, because my Laurel life, when I was not the practitioner, didn't feel as juicy. It's not that I was unhappy, but I wasn't fired up. My passion, my fuel was for my work, which I loved. Thank God I get to do the work in the world that I love. But when I'm not working, I also want to be engaged in the world in ways that I love. And I feel like 2023 brought that more into balance for me. I still am creating with Midjourney, and Midjourney keeps learning, so they're in the beta phase of Midjourney 6. So a lot of these plus size women in their magical angel coats is coming from Midjourney 6.0. So who knows what AI is going to make possible in the next year? Who knows what's on the bingo card for 2024? I don't even want to say that. It makes me feel like I'm tempting fate. Life is life, right? And my prayer and my hope is life will show up with grace. And there will be joy and creative spirit and beautiful adventures and treasure and goodness for all of us. And so I also send love to those parts of us that perhaps didn't find the treasure. You know, those parts that are tender, that are grieving, that are feeling the challenge of the moment. Life's a mixed bag. So just take a breath in with me and bless everything. Just bless all of it. You don't just have to bless the good. Bless everything. Bless the rain, bless the sunshine, bless the storm, bless the beauty, bless all of it, because all of it is your life. All of it is my life. All of it is the world. And let the love come in to all of it. Everything. See, we don't have to be selective. Just bless life. Let's just bless life in this moment. Bless all of it. Bless where you are. Bless where you've been. Bless where you're going to be. Bless all of it with this cascade of light. Take a deep breath in. And that is my life philosophy. Bless all of it. Bless all of it. And I feel blessed, one more time with that word, that I have somehow cultivated an ability to look back at the good and let the challenges fade back into the background a little bit. It's what John O'Donohue talks about, is let's use our memories for good. Let's look at the good and the beauty and the light and the people who have loved us. Because those memories help us stay on purpose and bring us comfort. So my beautiful friend, I love you so much, and thank you for letting me share with you the intimacies of my life and my beingness. I wish I could know you the same way, but hopefully you have your people that you share your stories with too. You're a miracle, and you are a gift in this world. I love you, and we'll be together again soon. So thank you. You're awesome. Thanks.